most like yellow characters like, oh, the four tails. Oh, the hell, I'll fight you without my jutsu. Why not? What's a
okay,
sword
okay.
anyway?
I'm gonna give you a character that you just by nature hate, but I think it's funny to mention here. Sasuke when he's on a win.
Well, it's not that I hate. It's that it's just a blatant inconsistency.
So we can talk about that another time, but I don't think it is.
Well, it is, but is it? That's the problem.
It gets to Naruto died arguments, and I could obviously save those for another time.
Well, Sasuke definitely did not think Naruto died based on that scene.
Well, I would disagree. But
Well, I mean, Sasuke said he spared his life. Not that he killed him. And that now is Whim is telling him to kill him.
the idea there, and again, we don't have to get into it, is that he could have made sure Naruto doesn't come back, but he walked away.
So, you can have an interpretation, but I think you're straying further from reality when you're saying in the Tenchi Brent scene, as Sasuke's implying that. I feel like that's more your justification backward. It's your backwards compatibility.
It is. I'll give you that. Yes, for that I'll give you. It is, but I do have sound argument, logic, reasoning for all of the rest of it. So ignoring the backwards, ignoring that, it works, and it's the best interpretation.
So I have a funny idea.
Mm-hmm.
We have two very polarizingly different people, and I'm not one of them. Okay. What we have is one sage, and his sole purpose is to examine the soundness of your argument. And then the other person is immortal, for you know why.
Oh, absolutely.
We're going to throw in all the backwards compatibility we need.
Oh my god. Well, I suppose since we're already talking about it, we can at least go over this argumentation really quick. I see, that's such a stupid word. So the reason, what I'm alluding to when I'm saying my Sasuke reasoning here, when Naruto walks away, he's saying that, no, brother, not like this. I'm not gonna choose to go down your path to get power your way. And under my interpretation, what Sasuke is saying there, and this, I do think, does make your dislike of the Whim Sasuke and Shippuden a lot better. Also, the reason Sasuke would be willing to kill Naruto, but doesn't want to kill anyone else. He didn't want to awaken the Mangekyo because he killed Naruto. He just doesn't want to do that because it's not about killing Naruto. It's about allowing himself to have the power because he killed Naruto. If that makes sense.
My question for you would be, why will it be different in the Tenchi Bridge?
What do you mean by that
if
exactly?
He kills him there.
So
if he kills him in the Tenchi Bridge, why isn't he, in Sasuke's perspective, gonna awaken the Mangekyo if he kills him then?
No, so what I'm saying, basically, Sasuke is refusing the Mangekyo. So under my interpretation, it's essentially, it's weird to say this, but it's Sasuke's choice whether he awakens it or not. Because, first of all, I do think, ignore part one sayings for this, but I think when you consider the whole series, it's absolutely obviously possible in Naruto to kill your best friend without awakening the Mangekyo if you're an Uchiha. It's about the emotional turmoil or whatever. And if Sasuke just didn't care as much about Naruto as he thought he did, then he just wouldn't awaken it, blah, blah, blah. The idea here is that based on Sasuke's feelings for the Mangekyo and Itachi, it's Sasuke's choice at that moment to either awaken the Mangekyo or not.
Okay, no, I get what you're saying there. My question is, in Tenchi Bridge, why would Sasuke think he won't get the Mangekyo when he kills Naruto in that scene?
For
He
this,
should think it'll still awaken the Mangekyo, which means now you'd be saying he's now deciding to awaken the Mangekyo. But what suggests that change?
so why are you saying that?
Because, okay, so what you're saying is he chose not to awaken the Mangekyo because he didn't kill Naruto.
What I'm saying is that
Itachi would have gone, in your saying, whether Naruto died once or not, Itachi would have gone back and killed Naruto to awaken the Mangekyo.
no. So what I'm saying is at the end of part 1, Sasuke could have awakened the Mangekyo. Naruto was dead. And I'm saying Sasuke chose not to, Sasuke chose not to do it. Because he doesn't want to get the power that way. He wants to get it a different way.
Just to not awaken the Mangekyo. So you're saying that Sasuke thinks he killed Naruto, but is now saying, no, I won't awaken the Mangekyo.
Well, he technically he thinks that Naruto's dead, but that's getting into semantics. The idea would be if Sasuke killed Naruto in Tenchi Bridge, it would be the same thing as the end of part 1, to where Sasuke would just choose not to awaken the Mangekyo for the same reason.
I mean, well, first of all, this gets into whether or not they have the choice. But assuming they do, I think that can make it all consistent.
Yes.
And I think there's a good sense of that working. But I do think it's just better if he's choosing to just not kill Naruto like Itachi would have killed his best friend, in addition to not awaken the Mangekyo. I think it's just better if it's both. And I'm not just saying that because of just tying the Mangekyo to that, but also because he doesn't want to be like Itachi. Itachi's not just the Mangekyo. He's the guy who killed his best friend. So Sasuke doesn't want to be like Itachi.
But keep in mind, this is what separates in Sasuke's mind Sasuke from Itachi. Itachi killed Shisui, Itachi killed his best friend to awaken the Mangekyo. Because he wanted to awaken the Mangekyo, he killed his best friend. That's not why Sasuke killed Naruto at the end of part 1. So that's the difference between them. That's why Sasuke can justify what he did as opposed to what Itachi's doing, especially in Shippuden. That's also why he's, in my opinion, willing to kill Team 7, but not other people.
I don't think that's better.
Better than the series as you think it is currently? Or how you
in
would
terms
want it
of the ignoring Whim Tenchi Bridge for a moment, just looking at part 1. I think I would still prefer, again, just looking at part 1, the I don't want to say as is, because that just by default is ignoring our interpretation, but like the standard view of the part 1 scene.
Sure. So I understand why you're saying that, because you want it to be both, and both is good. I do think there's still a lot of meaning if when I say choice, the way I'm thinking about it is, instead of it being both, it's to say that Sasuke, at the end of part 1, it's going to sound weird to say this, because I'm going to use the word technically literally here, not how you think about it. Sasuke cares, at the end of part 1, more about Itachi than he does Naruto. He hates Itachi more than he loves Naruto. So he cares more about Itachi.
That.
So because of that, that's why he's choosing the path he's going down. That's why he does what he does. I think that just works for that version of Sasuke at that time. Oh my gosh,
it's not that it doesn't work. It's the question of what works more.
Wow, that's crazy. Because I understand, I agree. He cares about Naruto, and if he wanted to, he could kill Naruto and awaken the Mangekyo because that's his best friend who he cares a lot about.
So there's 3 versions here. There's, well, I say kind of 3. there's the like, yeah, he doesn't want to kill him because he's Naruto's his best friend, and he just decides not to. It's like the I can't kill my best friend, so now because of that, I'm gonna do a not Itachi thing because I don't want to do that. There's the I don't want to be like Itachi in any way, so I'm not gonna kill Naruto. So Itachi first, second. And then there's yours, which is I'm gonna kill my best friend, like Itachi, but I'm not gonna awaken the Mangekyo like Itachi. And I'm gonna get a different power as a result of that. And in Sasuke's case, to not make it sound like a meme, would be the breaking your bond power that's unique from the Mangekyo power.
So,
of course, the series doesn't really dive into what exactly, like the agony lost Mangekyo thing hasn't been explained yet. So from that, Sasuke just wouldn't know what that means, I guess. But
sure. The way I see it, if Sasuke killed Naruto at the end of part 1, well, because he killed Naruto at the end of part 1. The way I see it, if Naruto just can't come back, then I think that Sasuke should be able to awaken the Mangekyo, and I'm sure you would agree, because Naruto means enough to him for him to be able to do that.
Yeah, I mean, probably, anyway.
And because the series...
Sasuke can awaken it just by looking outside on a rainy day, I think Sasuke should have this in the bag.
Yeah. So, I know the series never even alludes to it, doesn't say anything about it. Well, you could say it alludes to it, but it doesn't directly...
Yeah, I don't know what you're about to say for sure, but I'm gonna use that against you.
Okay, I'll not say that. It just doesn't directly ever say the reason that Sasuke doesn't awaken the Mangekyo is because, is Naruto's his best friend, he doesn't want to kill his best friend. The only thing they ever do say, regardless of what they allude to, the only thing they say is because Sasuke doesn't want to go down the same path as Itachi, aka killing his best friend.
So I'm curious about your thoughts on this. This even does work in Boruto, but I really want to focus it on the Naruto specific wording.
Mm-hmm.
So when Tobirama talks about the Sharingan, like in the Edo Hokage meeting scene, they mention specifically when Uchiha writhes in agony. Because Sasuke chose not to kill Naruto, he's not in agony over a loss. Because from Sasuke's perspective, even though he quote unquote broke his bond, he hasn't lost Naruto. Like technically speaking, you always go get Naruto back. So Naruto's not lost. It's not this lost thing he can never get back. He's not in agony because he never lost him, and he knows this. So as opposed to he just doesn't care, that's why he's not in agony. What are your thoughts on the fact that because he never actually broke the bond off completely, he's not in agony, hence no Mangekyo? And he's obviously not disappointed in himself either for the other one.
So that can work. My interpretation is, if Sasuke did listen to Itachi and give in to the temptations, because first of all, to preface this, I guess both work. To preface my premise. The reason... Yeah, go ahead.
Rewrite. This can be true technically in series, but I want it to be canonically stated somewhere. Well, I'll ask you, do you agree? Do you think that all Uchiha who awaken the Mangekyo should objectively regret? What I mean by that is, even though Itachi gained all the power in the world, Itachi as a character probably would objectively regret this, but he would prefer that Shizui did die over this.
Yes.
He just straight up regrets it. Madara straight up regrets Flautera, his best buddy, whoever the hell he got the Mangekyo from, he regrets it. No matter how strong he got. Even as the infinite Tsukuyomi, there's a part inside Madara that regrets it all and would just prefer he never got the Mangekyo, that person was still alive.
100%. So that actually goes with what I was going to say. So first of all, we would agree the reason Sasuke is trying to kill Naruto in the Final Valley at the end of Part 1 is because of the Itachi Mangekyo things. And if Itachi never said that, and Sasuke doesn't know if you kill your best friend, you awaken the Mangekyo, Sasuke doesn't have any reason to try and kill Naruto. He wants to defeat him, he wants to fight him, he wants to go to Orochimaru, but he's not going to kill Naruto outside of just being a jerk for no reason.
Yeah, aside the fact that he's got to get him to stop breaking his bones somehow.
Exactly, yeah, but he's not going to do that. So we agree. He's the only reason he's realistically trying to kill Naruto is because of the Mangekyo. Keeping that in mind, if he does kill Naruto for the Mangekyo, I don't think he would awaken it. I think he would only awaken it if it's best friend related on his mind and not Itachi told me to do this so I can awaken power. Mwahaha. And this is ignoring Indra filler stuff.
But yeah, okay, I'm glad I was about to say it. We're gonna ignore the Indra filler art for this. Because the Indra filler art completely contradicts the thing I said a moment ago.
Yes.
So I don't think Indra regretted it at all. But he happy to do it.
Yeah, but do you think that is the best interpretation? That if Sasuke did listen to Itachi and went down the evil path to kill Naruto for the Mangekyo, then he would not have awakened it?
I think it might depend on exactly how, like, because I could see him doing it for the Mangekyo, but I think I only like it at least if he regrets it after. So he can intentionally do it, but like afterwards, I don't know exactly how far after he should regret, but like he should just objectively regret it. It's like I shouldn't have done that kind of thing. If that's the case.
If we're doing that, then when he regrets it, he would probably awaken it. But like, I'm saying,
yeah, it would be like he wouldn't get it until awaken it. Like when Itachi dies, he doesn't awaken it up until basically he remembers Itachi's past and he's like, yeah, that was my big brother, and then he awakens it. It'd be like that where it's like he killed Naruto, but hit. Wait, where are my eyes? And then later on, he'd be thinking back to Naruto, the swing side, start crying, and that's when he'd awake. That's my version.
Yeah, exactly. It's similar to the Itachi one in that case, because he doesn't awaken it till he realizes he actually loves Itachi, blah, blah, blah.
Exactly. Yeah. So I think that's totally cool.
Okay.
So that's why I'm choosing regret as to on purpose, because technically it was on purpose. But it's almost like he killed him on purpose, but awakened him on Gekko on accident, because it didn't work the way he planned. So it's kind of both.
Yeah, because if Naruto just doesn't have Nine Tails healing, then he just gets, like, his neck broken when Sasuke does the haymaker on him, or even going earlier back, he doesn't deflect the Chidori that just pierces his heart, as Sasuke thinks about Itachi and not Sasuke, or sorry, not Naruto best friend things in that moment. So it's to say, basically, Itachi's original evil lie of, oh, I killed Shisui to awaken the Mangekyo, if that was true, then it can't be true. He would not have awakened the Mangekyo.
Yeah, essentially, if he actually did that, he wouldn't have awakened it.
Exactly, yeah.
And, like, everything we've just said now, I think you can definitely argue is true. But I do think as a small rewrite, it would be, I don't know exactly how or when, but make that explicitly. There's no questioning Itachi couldn't. Maybe Obito explains that it wouldn't have worked if Itachi did what he said. Or maybe Tobirama says, I don't care who says it, but at some point that's just explained.
That's good too, yeah. I do think it's also good narratively because just the idea of the consequence of Sasuke hypothetically killing Naruto for the Mangekyo at the end of part 1, Naruto's dead, and he doesn't get the Mangekyo. I think narratively that's really cool.
Yeah,
only as a hypothetical.
I agree. And so, okay, so with that in mind, going back to your theory.
Yes.
This way it could work because he would have killed Naruto with that in mind. And then somewhere, you either have him realize Naruto's not dead and then not awaken it because he doesn't want to do it, or because he didn't mind Naruto being dead, he didn't awaken it, and then he says, "I don't want to awaken it," and then he realized Naruto said after the fact, and he's like, "Oh, whatever, I'll leave him alone." Like, so I don't know how you spin it, but you can make it work a little bit more.
Yeah, I think part of it is the idea is that Sasuke has to be the one to kill Naruto, like, directly with his own hands. And whatever you want to say, if the Onyx Chidori is the reason that Naruto, whether you think Naruto's dead or unconscious, we still don't really know. Whether it was the Ninshu blast, he ran out of energy, I don't know, he took a little nap. We don't know why Naruto's unconscious there after the seal of reconciliation they do with the black sphere with the alien holographics.
Like, he doesn't have a Chidori hole or anything.
Yeah, so we don't know what happened there, but I think that it's more or less that Sasuke has to directly, knowingly, intentionally kill Naruto, knowing that's what he's doing, not accidentally doing it, but doing it.
Yeah, on an unconscious Naruto, like, no less.
Exactly, yeah. Literally. So I think that just works. Does that also help get to explaining why Sasuke would be willing to kill Team 7, but not other people?
Tenchi Bridge, it would just basically be that the Sasuke is just not gonna regret. He just doesn't think he'll regret killing Naruto there.
Well, I do think this can work for what he says with the whim thing. Back then, I left you alive on a whim. Now I'm doing the same thing. Obviously, it's more than a whim because best friend shenanigans, but I do think this does make that work. Because realistically, it was Itachi reasons.
I mean, the general premise, like, I can agree with, but I still think there could be some tweaks, but
sure. Well, that's to say,
regardless,
once again, because I do think in Tenchi Bridge, Sasuke has more or less moved on. You look at what Sai is saying about Sasuke. Sure, Naruto can be his best friend forever. They're freaking Patrick and SpongeBob. But by Tenchi Bridge, it's been 3 years. Sasuke is 100%. I mean, he was 100% devoted to his path the moment he killed Naruto and went to Orochimaru, knocked him out, whatever you want to say. At the end of part 1, he's on that Tenchi Bridge path, and now he's been on it for 3 years. He's doing the Itachi thing. And I also do think... okay, I guess we're going to segue into this as well. I do think what he says to Naruto isn't a lie, that he would be willing to give up his body to kill Itachi to Orochimaru.
Well, not just in that aspect, but I was gonna beg the question: how much of what Sasuke says can we take as his true inner feelings in terms of, like, not just like the body thing, but everything else?
I do think that Sasuke feels, in a way, disappointed in Naruto because exactly what he says. You should have been chasing after your Hokage dream instead of chasing after me these past 3 years. Look at how weak you've grown because of that, Naruto. And that's as opposed to Sasuke, who stayed on his path of his goal, his ambition from the very beginning. And look at how strong he's become. So Naruto, he would expect Naruto to be just as strong if Naruto gave up on going after Sasuke. Doing the non-full path, as Jiraiya said, and did train to become Hokage. Sasuke would expect Naruto to be his level if he did that.
You know what? Really random, but because you just said the full thing, as a potential rewrite, it's kind of a goofy one, but as a potential rewrite, should it just be canonically in series mentioned by Jiraiya that, like, so the reason why Naruto's not that strong is because he did the full thing and didn't do what Jiraiya said. So, like, he just was wasting time looking for Sasuke instead of...
I mean, I'm down. It just makes it stronger.
Like, Jiraiya was like, he decided to listen to Naruto because Naruto convinced him. But, like, later on, he's like, Naruto, maybe we should have done that.
Yeah. But I do think, outside of whims, I do think part of the reason Sasuke would be willing to kill Naruto in Tenchi Bridge, rather than the 50-50 coin flip of the whim of letting him go, I think the reason he'd be more or less motivated to kill Naruto there, even though he really didn't care at all, and he was really making that abundantly clear that he didn't care, but the reason he was quote-unquote choosing to do it half-heartedly, as much little care as he had, but he was still doing it, is because he was disappointed in Naruto, because Naruto's dream should matter a lot to him. Sasuke knows this. Sasuke in the Land of Waves gave up his dream so Naruto could continue pursuing his. Naruto basically got a second chance at life, and he's essentially wasting it now. Essentially, in a weird way, giving up on his dream of becoming Hokage to chase after Sasuke. He's choosing one over the other. Sasuke sees that, and he's basically seeing himself in Naruto. That's the Sasuke that chose to stay in the village rather than go to Orochimaru to kill Itachi. And Sasuke doesn't like that version of himself. That's why he left. And that's what he's seeing in Naruto at Tenchi Bridge.
If you go with that interpretation, do you think it should be slightly rewritten to where he expresses more disgust rather than like aloof, I don't care, like, oh, I got well, Naruto, man, if you didn't chase after me, you'd be so strong. But more like a I'm disgusted in you type of line, like where he just straight up makes that clear.
That's interesting.
Going with that interpretation, would you do that rewrite?
Where
he just makes it a little bit more explicit that he is disgusted, and that's either that's why he's going to kill Naruto, or he expresses very clear disgust, and then the reader can assume that's why. One or the other.
I think you could do that, but I think it's also fine to leave it the way it is, and that's not me necessarily trying to justify the series as an excuse, I don't think. The way I'm thinking about it, think of like a bodybuilder, an Olympian who's given up on all carbohydrates. and then they're saying some other fat dude just chomping down on some cookie cream ice cream. So it's not that the Olympian doesn't have the urges.
Kill him.
It's not that the Olympian. It's not that all Olympians, I should say, would be disgusted in the fat guy, because they have the urges too. They understand the temptation, and that what they're doing is the hard path, and that it's hard to do the hard path, and that not everyone can and necessarily should do the hard path, because the Olympian, in this case Sasuke, he's the devoted guy who devoted himself to his perfect, pristine precision of his body to be like zero carbohydrates. The idea here is that he's devoting himself to his path, but that's very hard to do. Sasuke isn't the type of person who would naturally do that, which just makes his path harder. He is the type of person that would prefer to live the normal, comfortable life. Look at Kid Sasuke. He was doing that with his family. He's Kid Mikasa before Eren showed up and you know, that whole thing happened. To where Mikasa was like aware, but not really aware, but aware of the cruel world, but she wanted to see the beauty in it. It's basically the same idea for Kid Sasuke, to where that is the true Sasuke, what he really wants to be. But Sasuke's more mature in Tenchi Bridge, really, at the end of part 1, to where he knows he can't have that despite wanting it in Team 7. So I don't think he would be disgusted in the version of himself that chose Team 7 over going after Itachi, because he wants both, but he can only have one. So he chose the one that he decided he wanted more, the one he needed over the one he wanted. So it's not that he's disgusted in the version of himself that's going after his want. I don't think, but thoughts?
But if that's the case, going back to that earlier interpretation, then he just wouldn't be killing Naruto out of disgust. He wouldn't be disgusted by that. So you just have to remove that interpretation.
Not necessarily, because in a way it's putting Naruto out of his misery, because he's just not going after
that was
the
other thing I was going to ask, but if the comparison, I think you might have to tweak this, and I'm going to be curious to your thoughts on what I'm going to say, but if he's looking at Naruto going after Sasuke as Kid Sasuke, comfortable Leaf Village life type of goal, I don't be saying that's misery. That's like, hey, he's in paradise. So the alternative is Sasuke is on this Itachi hunt, and he knows that it sucks, but he just can't bring himself to do anything else. So I'm gonna make a weird comparison, but it's like Gato in JJK at the end of the movie, he tells Gojo basically like, I never hated you guys, but I just couldn't live my life the way things are. I had to do this, basically. I just couldn't accept it. That's kind of like Sasuke. It's like he doesn't hate Team 7. He doesn't even want to do, but he just can't do anything but go after Itachi. So if from Sasuke's perspective, Naruto being Hokage is happy Naruto pursuing his dreams. But Naruto chasing after Sasuke is like Sasuke's obsession with Itachi. It's not vengeance, but it's an obsession that's just bringing him misery. But then I can see Sasuke being like, I'm basically miserable going after Itachi, but I can't help myself. Sees Naruto, you can't help but go after me, and it's making you miserable. I'm gonna put you out of your misery. From that way, I can see that working. The put you out of your misery approach.
Especially if he doesn't think Naruto would have the resolve to do what Sasuke chose to do in the Sasuke retrieval arc, where he's choosing the path he needs over the path he wants. If he doesn't think Naruto can choose what he needs over what he wants, then I can imagine him killing him, because that would essentially be Sasuke looking at the kid version of himself that fought Itachi and realized how weak he is, because what has he been doing this whole time? Oh, I've all just been loving my family. Oh, look how weak that's made me. He's looking at that version and seeing the version that's not going to choose to go to Orochimaru afterwards.
Exactly. The one who chose to be a fool.
I do think
Naruto, and from Sasuke's perspective, so narratively, your friendship, maximum power of all time. But from Sasuke's perspective, that just isn't the case. The Sound 4 basically, quote unquote, taught him that's not the case. So, and he believes it at this point. Mm-hmm. So he just, in this case, would look at Naruto and be like, oh, well, if you can't choose anything but friendship, you're going to stay weak and I'll put you in your misery.
Yeah.
That's how that would have to go.
I do think the series does make a stark contrast that can shine some light on this, so it's not completely in the dark, even if it's only implicit. Five Kage Summit has a clear disdain and disgust for the villagers, who are just ignorantly, sheepishly smiling. Oh, look at them all laughing. Oh, I want to kill them all. They disgust me. And I think comparing that to like the dark hero version of Sasuke in Tenchi Bridge, I think you could argue Sasuke isn't like that based on this.
Is it like what? The Five Kage Summit itself?
Well, obviously he's not like the Five Kage Summit stuff, but I mean, like, he's not seeing Naruto or like any. Obviously, he's not viewing the Leaf Village and discussing like at all, because he just doesn't know about any of that.
Yeah, because he's very close.
Yeah, but he's not anything like the disgusting disdain of the Five Kage Summit itself towards like anything of Naruto or anyone here.
Honestly, I think the put you out of your misery one works better than the disgust. And of course, Sasuke, you could rewrite it to where he says something like, I'll put you out of your misery. Like, like he can have a line like that. I'm curious whether or not you prefer it. But I could see for the put you out of your misery one, just the same way that Sasuke, aside from the one time he said it, Sasuke isn't the type to say it. So he just wouldn't say, I'm doing this because I care about you. Like, he's not going to say that's why. So I would be more accepting of him not saying it in that case. You could have him say, like, an in-between line where he's not saying, Naruto, you're my best friend. That's why I'm doing this. And you could just do I'll put you out of your misery, you weakling, or something. But I think it'd be fine if he just says the Whim thing. When inside, it's what we put you out of your misery type of reasoning, but outwardly he's just not gonna say.
There is an anime you haven't seen, Full Metal Alchemist, that does probably the closest to what we're describing here, that being when Scar kills the Chimera girl, not the Chimera ant, but a girl that turns into a Chimera monster.
That's hilarious, because I was gonna comment on Scar from the Lion King, because you put the Chimera instead of the ants.
He's probably inspired by him. But it's probably the closest I can think of something like this.
Killed the Chimera. Okay, got it.
Yeah. So, okay. The other comparison I want to make, because this is a very fun conversation, by the way. He could be, and this might be the worst interpretation of the two, he could be viewing Naruto as Kid Sasuke right after the massacre, before he throws the pebble in the pond and sees the Itachi illusion, then dives into the pond and becomes an Avenger. He could be seeing that, like, pathetic, beat down version. Yeah, exactly. I was going to describe it as like pathetic and like beat down. So the version that hasn't decided to pursue anything yet necessarily.
That's just technically, I don't think that's necessarily bad. It's just funny to word it that way. Is that in between like 2 minutes? You know.
So what? Let's say that hypothetically. Let's not even make it Naruto. Let's just say it's the literal same thing. Sasuke goes to the land of wheels. I'm just making up a random filler village, and Flosuke Ubleacha has this whole clan massacre, and he's a 6-year-old. He's the green-haired Sasuke, like he's a 6-year-old green-haired Sasuke. What would Sasuke do? Would he kill the kid? Would he train the kid? Like, what's Sasuke doing if he sees this kid who's literally a 1-to-1 mirror of himself?
Well, okay, it's funny you say that though, because who's a character that Sasuke does get compared to multiple times? Orochimaru. What did Orochimaru plan to do to a similar situation? Kill the Rain siblings, the Rain trio. So if the parallels do run true, he genuinely might do it.
You're not wrong. I mean, Orochimaru might have been a little bit warped at that time because the whole parent dying